Hi, I'm Charles Elliott. I'm a lawyer in Alexandria, Louisiana, and thank you for coming to watch our video today. I wanted to catch you up on what's been going on in the Trump situation, we'll call it. The trials have generally stalled except for one. So let's review those real quick. The case in Florida in federal court has stalled because it turns out that the government produced pictures of the documents strewn around the floor at Mar-a-Lago, and they had inserted some pages that weren't part of the original documents. They have shuffled around some of the documents so they're not in the order that they were supposed to be in. And there's a question about exactly which documents are supposed to be in evidence, which are not. And if you watch TV, you know that it's very important that there be a chain of custody for the evidence that's unbroken, and that hasn't happened in this case. And so the judge is very upset with the prosecutors because they have represented to the court repeatedly that the documents are all in the same condition that they were found at Mar-a-Lago, and they've had to admit that that wasn't true. So currently, that case is not set for trial, and it's certainly not going to happen before the presidential election. The case in Georgia has stalled, as you know, because Fani Willis, the district attorney, has gotten into some trouble because she hired her boyfriend to be one of the prosecutors on the case and paid him a lot of money to do that. She's also been in trouble at the state level because there are questions about some grant money that's missing. And while that has nothing to do with President Trump's case, that case has pretty much stalled too, because we're waiting for the Court of Appeals to decide whether the case can go forward or not. The case that is going forward is the case in New York that Alvin Bragg is prosecuting, and it is supposed to be about illegal recording of financial records. Nobody really knows exactly what it means. But President Trump had a lawyer, Michael Cohen, who turns out to be a complete sleazeball, who's been convicted of perjury several times. He's been convicted of other crimes, and he's their star witness. And he, according to his testimony, took out a loan on his home to pay Stormy Daniels not to come forward with a tawdry story about Donald Trump because he didn't want his wife to know. This story makes absolutely no sense. So the theory of the case is that President Trump's organization paid Michael Cohen back for this loan that he took out to pay Stormy Daniels $130,000, and he put it on the books as legal expenses instead of payment for a non-disclosure agreement. The case has moved forward even though we're not really sure what the crime is that is supposed to have been committed that makes this a felony. It's not in the allegations at the beginning of the case. The prosecution is rested, and in any other world, the judge would simply dismiss the case because nothing's been proven. But in this case, we have a judge whose daughter is a fundraiser for the Democrats, who has if you watch any of the proceedings, you'll see that every time President Trump's lawyers try to make an objection, he says denied, even though we don't even know what the objection was. It's an awful miscarriage of justice, just the way the case is being handled, not even talking about the merits. That case should be going to the jury pretty soon because the prosecution has rested, and we're not really sure how many witnesses President Trump's going to call. But the public has become outraged at the way that President Trump has been treated in this case, and his popularity has only increased. His poll numbers have gotten better. It hasn't turned out the way that the people running this case thought it would. They thought this would ruin him, and that just hasn't happened. Please keep an eye on this case, and if you have any questions about it, please let me know. There's another issue that keeps percolating up in the news is students protesting on college campuses about something that they call Free Palestine. They don't really know what they're talking about, and if you look at the link below, you'll see an interview with some students where you'll see quickly that they're protesting just for the business of protesting. The people that run colleges, the presidents, the faculty need to not tolerate this. They need to suspend, expel students who are protesting, and I'm not convinced that most of these are even students, but they certainly shouldn't have their student loans forgiven by President Biden. So please contact the colleges, contact your Congress people, and tell them that you're not interested in paying off the loans of people who are cheering for the death of Israelis and Jews. Thank you. Thank you.